Welcome back to another trade recap. Today is June the 10th. Took two trades today in the markets, both using the 5 minute range high and 5 minute range low. As you can see, I have my trading calendar pulled up. So far, it's been a fairly fantastic month. Took two losing trades yesterday. Yesterday was actually one of the easier days to trade, but I ended up taking a loser yesterday. Wasn't able to flip my bias in time, and I didn't find a good entry that I liked for the previous day low continuation towards the downside. But yesterday would have been the nicest day of the month. So far, as you can see, I'm currently up around $31,000 for the month so far. 57% trade win percentage, profit factor 2.7, day win percentage 85%, along with my average win to loss ratio just above 2.0. As you can see here, first week 24,000. This week a little bit slower. As I mentioned on Tuesday, which was yesterday, that was the best day to trade towards the downside. Wasn't able to capitalize on yesterday's price action, and I'm taking actually two losers. As for today, I ended up taking two winning trades, which was on Intel along with the trade that I ended up taking, which was Tesla towards the downside. Before we head on to the trades, let's talk about some of the theses coming to market open. I honestly wasn't expecting too much today, of course, with the big range that we've had. Coming to market open, we just had CPI data. We had a big drop towards the downside yesterday. What I would like to see is the reaction off the key levels coming to market open. Most likely we'll have an inside bar today after yesterday's range. I'll be waiting for that opening range to develop. As for my main watches, it'll be the indices themselves. No names I'm currently looking at outside of its previous day's range. So coming to market open, I personally wasn't looking at too much. As I mentioned, we were opening up kind of close into that previous day's range. I had a little bit of a bullish bias because we had our gap towards the upside. So I was leaning slightly bullish on both the SPY and the Qs. I did see some relative strength on Intel right off the bat. So I was interested in this one. We also were above our pre-market highs. We were above our 5 minute range high here as well. So I opted in for the Intel 5 minute range high retest. Buyers stepped in nicely, entered in, stop a break underneath, looking for hive day plus continuation. Targets was all the way back up and towards our previous day highs here as well. So for Intel, was looking for this pushback towards the upside. We ended up getting this solid retest, really nice continuation right up and towards that 111. Scaled out majority of my position and then looking for some trailers back up and towards that previous day highs. But once it broke back underneath 110, ended up cutting the rest of my position. Was looking for continuation, but was not able to hold that 110. And then as you can see for the overall markets, we're just kind of consolidating, not really too much to talk about here on the QQQ. We're just kind of in between that 700 and that 714. As for the SPY, the key levels that we have marked out was our Monday's lows that we ended up coming up and rejected off of. At the exact same time here on Tesla, I was actually interested in Tesla today underneath our previous day lows. Sorry, not underneath our previous day lows, underneath our Monday's lows. One of the theses on Tesla was looking for this pop and fade towards the downside, back down in towards that previous day lows. As you can see here for Tesla, nice sellers that stepped in after that initial pop. A shorting entry on Tesla was off of our 394 risk above, looking for continuation down in towards that previous day lows. I end up entering Tesla here on a 5 minute range low retest, looking for continuation towards the downside. End up scaling off some at low of day. And then I actually end up cutting my position here. I traded the 0 day contract, so I wasn't willing to give Tesla too much wiggle room. But ultimately, if you traded the 5 minute, or if you're managing it on the 5 minute position, or if you're trading the Friday's contracts, this ended up rejecting off that 5 minute range high nicely, all the way back down in towards the low of day level, which was that previous day low. So on Tesla, small winner. I would have managed it better if I was trading the Friday's contracts, but I was trading 0 days, so I didn't give it too much wiggle room. Also didn't look for a re-entry as well. But this would have ended up playing nicely back towards the downside with, of course, now the Qs dropping here as well. So with that being said, that's just kind of quick market update for you guys. There's really not too much to talk about. We'll talk about more of the higher time frames in an upcoming video. But right now, currently, the market environment is a little bit more volatile. If we look at the VIX, you can now see the VIX is spiking back above 20. Whenever the VIX is above 20, what does this mean? This means it's good for day trading. We're going to have a lot of movement towards the upside, downside, upside, right? We're going to be looking for quick scalps in the markets, right? That's great for day trading. As for swing trades, right, whenever the VIX is higher, it's not really good for swing trading and holding positions because ultimately the markets can have a nice move higher, but then within the next 30 minutes or an hour, we can be completely invalidated on one of the theses that we have played out. So just quick moves in the markets. We're going to manage risk effectively. We're going to take day trades. We're going to be scalping more. We're going to be taking some off more at high of day and leaving a little bit of trailers if you do want to see continuation. A lot of the main objectives are being met within the same day. So as I mentioned, we want to be scaling more at key levels, especially with the VIX rising here as well. So we just want to be more patient with the overall markets. It seems like we're showing a little bit more heat weakness as well. We'll see how this daily candle ends up closing here on both the SPY and the Qs, but we are at a very key technical level. If we do close underneath, that's a sign we could see a little bit weaker price action in the near term. But yeah, with that being said, we're going to come into the markets no bias, just looking for the reactions that we have off key levels. Most likely going to have an inside bar day today. So we'll take a look at some of the setups for tomorrow, of course. But yeah, with that being said, just a quick little market update for you guys. And I will see you guys all tomorrow. All right, take care, everyone. Have a great rest of the day. Peace.